Hello everyone, welcome to the dashboard. My name is Sandeep and today I am going to show you how you can use the slicer functionality same way as you do in Power BI. Let me add you one slicer in the Power BI and I will show you how you can use the slicer. You have already seen in my previous session how you can use the Power BI. Let me add severity slicer here. And in slicer, what happens is as soon as you select any of the slicer option, your charts will be changing according to your slicer selection. For example, if you want to see the high defects reported by each team and each sprint, how many high defects has been reported, you can see the charts is changing according to your selection. You want to see how many critical defects has been reported by which QA person and how many critical defects reported each sprint by each team, how many critical or which team has reported the maximum number of critical defects. You can see in the charts and your charts will be changing according to your selection. Now, can you do the same thing in Microsoft Excel as well? Yes, you can use the slicer functionality in Microsoft Excel as well. All right, let me show you how you can use the slicer functionality in Microsoft Excel as well. Now I am in Microsoft Excel. Here I have created a sample data for defects reported by each team when the defect has been created, whether the defect was valid or invalid, what was the defect ID, what is the team name, severity, which sprint has been reported, who has reported the defect, and who has fixed that defect. This data, I have just created a sample data for this demonstration purpose. Let's say you want to create a pivot chart for this selection. Let's say I'm creating a pivot chart in sheet number 5. Let's say I'm creating a pivot chart and I want to see the count of defect each sprint. So you can see that each sprint, how many defects has been reported. It's showing in this chart. Let's rename this defect reported in each sprint. All right. Now suppose let's create another pivot chart to show how many defects reported by which QA person has reported how many defects. Okay. Now this is defect reported by each QA. Now let's say I create another chart for defect reported by each team. Let's say I create this one, defect reported by each team. Now, so now I have the defect reported by each team. Now I have the defect reported by each team and we have a chart for defect reported in each sprint, defect reported by each QA as well. Now we want to see how we can use the slicer functionality. Let me show you. All right, to use the slicer functionality, suppose I want to use the slicer or as you know, the slicer works the same way as filter. Now suppose you want to filter these options by severity. Let's click um, Let's right click on severity and you will see that there is an option called add as a slicer. Now a slicer has been added in the Excel. Now if you click on the slicer, your defect reported by each team is changing. If you want to see only the high defects reported or only the low defect, your chart will be changing according to that based on your slicer selection. But there is a problem. There is a problem. When you select any of the slicer option, your one chart is changing, but the other charts are not changing at all. I will show you how you can connect all the charts to this same slicer. And once you select any option here, all the charts will be changing. All right. Now, for that, you need to go to click on the slicer, go to the slicer option in the top tab here, click here and click on the report connection. Now you can see that your pivot tables are reported here. Okay, before that, I forgot to mention that if the report connection option is not available in your Excel sheet, what you have to do is you have to go to File, you have to and add the add-on for report connections. Sometimes this report connection add-on is not available. Now you select all the pivot charts that you want to connect with the slicer, click on OK, and your all charts will be changing according to your selection. Now click on High, all the charts will be changing according to that. So now you understood how you can connect different charts with one slicer. Now in one selection, all the charts will be changing. All right. If you have any confusion on adding the add-on here, go to More option, click on Options, and you can see that add-on. You can click on Manage Com Add-in, and if you select Go, your report connection add-in will be shown here. Because I already have that uh, option in my Excel sheet, I don't have to add it again. So now your slicer is ready for Microsoft Excel as well, same way as Power BI. All right, now we have added the slicer in Excel. Now let me tell you some more function or formatting options that will help you to look this slicer better. There is an option here in the slicer is a clear filter option. Once you click it, your selection will be cleared. Any selection, if you want to clear the selection, it will be cleared. Now this option here, the three tick mark options, is a multi-select options. Once you click this one, you can select more than one options. Now, for example, critical and high severity bugs are selected for each. Suppose you want three, all the three options will be selected. So this is a multi-select option. As long as this multi-select option is on, you can select more than one option. All right, you can clear the filters. Now, to look this better, click on this slicer option here in the top again, and you can change the way it looks. If I change the number of columns, it should show it. I have done 2, it will show your options in this way. If you make it 3, 4, it will look in this way. Now you can adjust little bit and your slicer will be looking good. So today you learned how to create a slicer in Excel as well as how you can connect different charts together to one slicer. I hope this session is useful for you. If you like my video, please make sure you subscribe to my channel so that you get notified for my next video, which will be coming soon. Stay connected. Thanks for watching.